With a suddenly downsized big government, civilians had much more latitude against being at the government's disposal as opposed to vice versa. The right to well-ordered militia and the right to keep and bear arms had a lot less interference now that the government was charged with treating commoners like customers. And you know who they say is always right. If you correct a witch hunter, you're guilty of witchcraft. If you correct a race baiter, you're guilty of racism. If you correct a customer, you're fired.
Okay, see if this alright.
The citizenry charged some of the feds with, assigned some of its feds with providing room and board in the White House and several government mansions in several states throughout the U.S. as compensation for losing homes to lawsuits because they didn't make it safe enough for burglars to enter. Basically, got sued by the burglars. The legislative building reserved a quaint meeting room to conduct its business, and their place of business, and the name and motto of the business was, when ownership's right, keep it that way. The uncapping of a couple of words there excluded them from the alphabet, and work they would. The main itinerary was reverse re-education and sensitivity deprogramming. A worker was severely reprimanded for sounding like he said homophobe. The term ag is a slang term directed towards homosexuals. Homophobe is a term of bigotry to force approval of same-sex orientation. We don't have to hate you, but we don't have to endorse you. Also, that's exactly the same thing as sexual harassment, per the rules you liberals and gays made up. Besides, we're only at the tip of the iceberg, Rick Gayazzo. You're going to answer for 20 shooting deaths in a gun-free zone you established, which will ban you from all armed protection. No more guards for you. Maybe guards from you, but you are also sentenced to wear a target on your back at the gun-free zone and hold up a sign that says, I'm the founder of this gun-free zone. Hold up a sign that says, I'm the founder of this gun-free zone. 20 people died because of me. So don't worry about any homophobic harassment. As you can see, there's plenty to hang you on without any sex issues. How many days am I going to have to do that? Wrong answer, McFly! Who said there's any end or at all? Demanded the administrator. The only comfort you have is work will be standing room only with pitiful souls like you. So Giazzo was sentenced to stay inside his gun-free zone for an undetermined duration with a target that was displayed on him and an open-ended number of obligations. How did we lose our monopoly?
I don't know.
Good question, sir.
Show up in the lights or not?
The administrator answered. President Cornwallis became so complacent in Zion, he overplayed his hand by filling Air Force One with as many of his political non-opponents as possible on what turned out to be his last flight. If you get my meaning. He put all his eggs in one basket. Now it looks like, well, all gone. All gone. Above the entrance of work was a picture of a Gilligan and a pun, which was basically a pun of Maynard G. Krebs. A sign bearing the biblical image, call no man father, as justification for political downsizing.